All right, let's do this. I had a request by someone in our Discord group that wanted me to show them how I normally go through my smart money process. Finding wallets basically it's copy trading. If you think about, okay, let's say you've got $1,000, your goal is to multiply that $1,000 by 2, and then take that 2,000, multiply it by 2. It could happen much quicker. You could get a 10x, 20x, whatever. But that is your goal, is to try to, even if you have a business that you run, you're trying to take that capital you have and turn it into more capital so that you have more opportunities. So that's all we're trying to do. So what we're looking for here is, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, how I go through my workflow. You want to find wallets. It's almost like copy trading in a way. You want to find wallets that are interesting, that seem like they consistently make good plays. Maybe they take profit at the right time, or at least partial profit. So when I think of a smart money wallet, even though, and I am going to show you Nansen here because I believe it is the best platform to look at this. When I look for a smart money wallet, I also want to find somebody that, they sell on time. That's what I consider smart money. They buy early, they take profits, and they actually make money. They don't round trip like a lot of retail does. So we're going to look into that. I've been using Nansen for a long time. Nansen does follow me. I do get a little bit of a kickback when people subscribe to Nansen, but it's not that much. Mostly I use Nansen because I like it. So I'm only going to show you things. I'm very transparent. I'm only going to show you things that I actually use. If you're interested in any of this stuff, there are links to it below. I'm not going to get into that. I've got a Discord here. I'm not going to get into it too much, but I do want to show you one thing. The way that we combine, signals and smart money in our Discord really helps us. So one thing we do is we try to find good wallets, and they may show up in these automated channels that I have here. So there's a smart money wallets channel and a DGen channel. And then we also have a signals channel that gives you buy, sell signals. So we bring it all together where, we might find good wallets or tokens in Nansen. So Nansen is kind of like our filter to find good plays that people are interested in currently that are maybe ready to move. And then we could also pair it with Engineering Robo here that gives us AI buy or sell signals. And it's about 80% effective here, 80% win rate. So if you're interested in any of these things, here's our Discord access. Here's 10% link for discount link for Nansen. And then here's Engineering Robo AI, which you'll see in the charts that I post sometimes on Twitter. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's get started. I know a lot of you are mostly interested in looking at tokens that were very popular recently. So let's look at Goatseus Maximus. And what we're going to be looking at is we want to look back at dates before the token took off and find find wallets, that bought it beforehand, or maybe bought it just as it was starting to pump. And what you can do here is, so here I am on Goat. I mean, the improvements that Nansen has made are incredible. The team is really great. They work hard to make it as easy to use as possible. I was using this back last year, and some people have been using it for 2 years, but they've upgraded to Nansen 2. And even since I started using it, I guess it has been a year ago. October last year is when I was using it. It's just leaps and bounds much better, much easier to use, which I was joking. I was joking around with a Nansen employee the other day. I said, I kind of don't like that you've made all these changes, because people aren't usually going to want to do the hard thing. And so I felt like I had an edge, but now the way I see it, anybody can jump in here, and in short order, they can learn to find their own wallets. It's almost like copy trading, like I was talking about before. You can set your smart alerts here. Set your smart alerts up. You can, I'll just show you here. You can add, wallet addresses, or there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. By Nansen label, if it's smart money or an entity, maybe it's a fund, things like that. So there's a lot of options here, and it allows you to filter out the noise. And that's really the goal. That's the reason why I use Nansen, is I want to filter out all the noise. I want to find the coins that are ready to go right now. So let's bring up Goat again. And what I'm going to do, number one, what you want to do is go back on the daily chart, or if it's brand new, you can use the hourly chart. But what I'm looking for is I want to see the moment before it took off. So really it launched on October 10th. So anywhere from the 10th to the 13th, when it had its first big green candle, that's what I'm interested in. So I'm going to go here. It's not going to say what this is, but if you click on it, it allows you to bring up specific dates. And so I'm going to put in the first date is the 10th, and the end date is the 13th, and I'm going to hit save. And so now I've got all the people that purchased this token within this date range. So either they were an insider, they knew the token was launching, or they were just on top of things. Maybe they were following a wallet themselves that was jumping in. And a lot of times what you want to see, you don't want to see somebody that just got lucky on this token. Maybe they just traded this one token and they made a bunch of profit, which is good for them, I'm sure. But what you're really looking for in a wallet that you want to follow is maybe a high balance wallet. Well, this one's not high balance anymore. It looks like they shifted their money to a different wallet, a new wallet. But you've got a Goat Whale here, which they may have made their money just off of Goat. What you'd like to find is like MOODENG Whale here. This is somebody, and we'll take a look at them. You can hover over it. It'll show the win rate and their PnL. But we'll take a look at them here in a second. They bought 69K worth of this token of Goat. But even before that, they were a whale of MOODENG, which means they were ahead of the game on MOODENG. They bought early, made a lot of money, and now here they are buying this one early as well. So now you've got somebody in this wallet that they must be in the know. They must know a certain circle of people that is giving them early calls like this. So this is a really good wallet to check out. And then another thing you can do is just look at smart money wallets. So these are specific tags that Nansen gives wallets that have shown either consistent profitability or they're early on plays and have high unrealized gains or something. So there's specific parameters that have to be met for somebody to get one of these smart money labels. So you can just kind of start going down here. And you can see there, this is a Retardio whale, which is, it's another good one to look at. Let's see what their PnL loads up to be, though. So 216K, not bad, but you would suspect maybe they made a lot of money on something else. We'll take a look at it and see. That's 90-day PnL. Maybe they made a lot before that 90-day period. So this is only 31K net worth. I'm not interested in it. Here's a 2.26 million net worth. So they are a Goat Whale, they're a high balance wallet, and they're a 90-day and 180-day smart trader, meaning that they're a long-term holder. They've made money on longer-term trades, and that's a lot of what people are going to be looking for. Some people, they want to jump in and out real quick, but this gives you more time to get into these plays when you find wallets like this that tend to hold their trades longer. So let's stop there and let's just look at these wallets real quick. And you can see here, this is a nice little visual representation. Ever since the 1st of March, they have increased their portfolio value. It's dipped a little bit here and there. But as they bought MOODENG right here, look how, that's this blue area. Look how they bought it early and it flattened out a bit here, but then it took off. And then I think also within this, and I'm actually going to show you some tokens that could be ready to move as well by looking at these wallets. I'll show you that here in a minute. I'm trying to see what this orange, this brown color is. I guess it's XD. I don't know that one, but that one took off as well, maybe. Anyway, the main takeaway here is they were in MOODENG early, and you can actually look at that and see where they got in. So let's right-click MOODENG, look at Wallet Profiler for token. And it's going to give us another visual representation of about where they bought. Yeah, so you can see right here, this blue bar is where they purchased. and they were selling as things went up, which is smart. I mean, smart money tends to do this. Yeah, they didn't get out at the very top, but they made a profit, and they bought right back in right here where they thought some support was showing up, and they could have sold, you know, for a profit there. But you know, I would, just looking at this and breaking it down, I would say they're probably a pretty good trader, and that reflects in their total balance. I mean, they've got a lot of money. Okay, let's just see. I mean, here's another thing that you can look at real quick. Nero, they did about a 2x. Here's MOODENG, they did, you know, almost a 7x. So they've had a couple tokens here they've done well with. I definitely want to see this number high. So 28 tokens traded is good. Total realized PnL over 1 million, that's great. Win rate 52. I mean, a lot of people would look at that and say it's not that great, but fact of the matter is you only need about 40% win rate to be a profitable trader. So you just got to hit some big ones every once in a while, right? And usually you'll see a thing up here that says, I forget what it is. It's just like a profit and loss tab, but I think Nansen took it down for a little while. Maybe they're working on it or something. But and maybe it's a Solana thing. You know, Solana is still in beta, so they're probably messing around with it. I wonder if I can't change the ETH here. But anyway, yeah, you can still see. And another thing you can do, if you just want to look really quickly, and see what they're purchasing. I mean, this is another powerful thing. You want to see what they're purchasing. So currently, looks like they purchased 11 hours ago, RTRD/ACC. Maybe that's Retardio, I'm not sure. Here's where they sold Raccoon. You can see where they're buying and selling. Looks like they sold a lot of this one right here 13 hours ago, which I think this one went up. It's one of the ones I wanted to show you. So they may have sold too early on this one, but profit's profit, right? So yeah, that's another thing you can check out. Looking at these wallets here. And Solana, everybody wants a good platform that they can look at Solana trades. And I'm telling you, once Nansen is out of this beta, you know, for Solana, once they've fully implemented it, you're probably not going to find a better platform for it. So, you know, check it out. At least try it for, you know, a month or something, see if you like it. All right, so we'll jump to, what did I want to look at? Oh, I wanted to look at their GOAT trade. So we'll look at where they purchased GOAT. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good trade right there. So they bought on the 11th, which we knew that already because we were searching that date. But they sold way too early. I mean, you can imagine they're probably kicking themselves because I forget how much they bought. They initially bought like 69K. If they would have held that up here, they'd have like $3 million or something. But it's tough, right? I mean, it's really difficult to always be right. This seems to be a person that likes to get in and out things quickly, and maybe that works well for them. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna miss out on some really big paydays at times as well. Let's see if we go back to their, yeah, here we go. So, I mean, you know, we can't criticize them. You know, they've got 2.1 million in their wallet, so, you know, they're a good trader. There's no doubt about that. Unless, of course, they just threw a bunch of money at a token and didn't make much off of it. But it's pretty clear that they're profitable here. All time, we can actually look at some of their other trades here. And I'm actually interested in looking at this one here in a second. Yeah, so they've traded 62 tokens all time, 1.2 million, 64 win rate. It's really good. Let's just see where they bought this one. I think they bought it today. Okay, and then we'll click into this token. We'll just see what the chart looks like. Here's another thing I love about Nansen right now is they integrated Trading View with this. It makes it so much easier. You don't have to jump over to Trading View. One other thing I wanted to show you is the PnL Leaderboard, but I'll get into that here in a minute. It's a nice, well, actually I can do it from this other screen. So anyway, just looking at that wallet, if you find a wallet that you like, you can actually, and let me bring that up again. Yeah, so here's that MOODENG Whale. You can click up here where I've got it, where it says copy. My cursor may not be showing up on the screen, but that's okay. Right here beside, to the right of where it says Solana Beta at the very top, just click copy. It'll say copied, and then you could go over to Smart Alerts, make you a new alert. You can make it just for Solana if you wanted, and then put this address that you wanted to track. So now we've got it in there, right there. And we want to see a minimum transaction value of $3,000 or something, say. So very simple. You just do this, you set it up, and then you send it to where you want it to go. So if you have a Discord or if you have a Telegram, you can actually send it to yourself using the chat ID. And if you have any questions on this, there's plenty of videos out there that Nansen has put out there on how to do this. There's even a thing right here where you can click Nansen Telegram bot, so it's pretty easy. Let me make sure I didn't actually make that. I think I did, maybe. No, okay, it didn't make it. All right. What else do we want to see here? All right, so here's another wallet we were looking at. I mean, this one just, their whole portfolio took off all of a sudden here because they were in the right memes. Or maybe it was just Goat, actually. Yeah, I mean, they went from, what is it? They went from 64,000, it's this purple area, all the way up to almost 5 million. But the question is, how much did they actually capture? How much profit? Can you imagine? I mean, even right now, they've got a ton of value in it, but can you imagine not selling this right now? I mean, what? I just can't imagine having that much money off of a $60,000 trade and not just going ahead and slowly taking it out so you don't crash the price. Yeah, maybe this person has a ton of money and they don't need it, but for somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, you don't want to get any more greedy than that. You need to take your money. Of course, that's not financial advice. It's just what I would do. So what we can look at, we can look at multiple things here just to see if we like the way they trade. The thing I look for in any wallet that I'm looking at is I want to look at multiple trades that they've done, number one. So we know they did good on Goat, but we'll take a look at that. Let's just take a look at a couple of these. I think usually what I used to do is look at 5 total, but I mean, you don't have to. So here's a great buy. They're not great at taking profits, I can tell you that, just looking at it. They took one little profit right there. But again, I don't want to criticize somebody, but when you have that much profit, I really feel like you should, personally, I would be taking profits. They did another perfect buy here. They did a better job with taking profits on the way up on this one. This was Retardio. They still hold a lot. Another great buy. I mean, you could even label this wallet to say something like, well, here's another. They actually did pretty good on this one on Sigma, taking profits. But you could label it something like, always buys early or something like that. So that's another way to look at it. What else can I look at on them? Yeah, I mean, if they're a whale with some other token, it's an address that holds more than 0.1% of supply of a top meme coin. So that means that this one here, they're one of the top holders. 96% win rate. They've only traded 9 tokens, but that's okay. It's pretty good. Let's see what their all-time is. There it goes. All-time 96% win rate. 10 tokens traded. Total trades 55. Realized 400K. So I think this kind of goes along with the thought that they don't seem too concerned with taking profits. Maybe they hold longer, and that goes along with this. They're considered a 90-day and a 30-day and a 180-day smart trader, meaning that they tend to hold longer. But I mean, to have 4 different smart money labels within Nansen is very impressive. So this is a very consistent trader and somebody that you could trust to look at forward trades to see what they're getting into. But I can tell you right now, Goat, based on what the chart looks like right now, if you go to the daily, I mean, this is coming back down to here at minimum, maybe even back down to here. So again, not financial advice, but there's some clear breakdown here. That's an engulfing candle. This was a reversal candle right there. This was a lot of indecision candles. So, reverse hammer at the top of a range generally tends to create, or you could call it a gravestone doji, generally tends to create a reversal pattern. It happens a lot. I didn't really mean to get into that, but there's some candlestick things. Okay, so that's that person, and then here's another person. I think I want to say this one maybe took profits better. Let's see. Yeah, I mean their total realized PnL is almost 2 million, so it would make sense that they probably are doing a better job of taking profits. I'm just waiting on this all-time data to load here. If they've got a ton of trades, it's usually going to take this a while to load. Generally, Nansen servers are pretty quick. Anyway, while we're looking at that, or while we're waiting on that, we can look at something else here. So I'm going to open up, just like I mentioned before, I want to open up some of these trades that they have and just see how well they did. Well, I guess this one has too many transactions to bring that up. So they bought at the very low point of GOAT. And this is what you'll see. I think they're doing probably too many profit takes, but this is very typical of a smart money trader, just in general, where they take money out as it goes up. So very impressive what they're doing here either way. I wonder how much they've taken. We can actually look down here. I'm sure it's totaled up somewhere, but I don't know, probably $500,000 there that they've taken profit on, something like that. So let's see what else they did. This is Shoggoth. Looks like they keep buying this one. They're not even interested in selling it currently. So this is one you may want to look into, and I'll bring it up and we'll look at it here in a second. So no sales yet. They must feel pretty confident about it. They just keep making small buys. Really good job taking profit there at the top on Project 89. They bought the lows. This is one they just bought recently. So there, there's no history yet, I don't think. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So they did buy, what is it, 6 cents, and then they bought more as things went down on AI16C. Let's look at that one and see what it looks like. Looks like they're trying to buy here, hoping that this support holds. Let me see, how much did this one go up? 21x. I bet it bull flags for a little bit. Just a guess. Maybe it bull flags something like this, fakes people out a few times and then takes off again. I mean, you have to imagine or think about after a 20x, price is not just going to keep going up and up and up. Eventually there has to be some consolidation, right? I mean, this was consolidation here as well. Triangle breakout, it went one more move. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one came back down to about 4 cents or something. Maybe a little bit above that. Could even come down to 3 cents, but I could see this one moving again at some point. Okay. And then FARTCOIN, he did a really good job buying that. Honestly, probably should have sold some here, but hindsight's 2020. We can actually look at it and see what this one's doing, because some of you might be interested in it. Just remember, if people are getting in before you very early, you have to always think about, as price goes up, think about their mentality. A lot of them are going to be taking profits. Yeah, I mean, this one did a 66x. I wouldn't touch this one personally. It could come all the way back down to here somewhere. Just remember, a big impulsive move, usually consolidation has to happen for a while. I mean, this consolidation could happen all the way into December, who knows? Buyers were very excited at the beginning, and then what do buyers need that bought early that have a ton of tokens to offload? They need retail to jump in so that they can sell their tokens. So don't be the person that's buying up here after a 60x move. What was I going to show you? So that's this one. Oh, the PnL Leaderboard. I do want to show. Did we talk about that? I do want to show you that here in a second. I don't think I talked about it yet. Oh, I know what I want to show you. So there's also a tab here where you can look at smart money. I'm just going to show it on this one, and then we'll show it on Goat as well. Anytime you see a lot of selling happening over the last 24 hours or last 7 days, that's these red areas. If there's a lot more selling than buying, you know, here's a buy, here's a bunch of sells, that's generally going to tell you that smart money is getting out, at least temporarily. I mean, all these are smart money wallets. So let's just see. Let's see what the buys look like. Let's see what the sells look like. Yeah, there's a lot more buys than, I mean, a lot more sells than buys. So yeah, I would definitely be careful with this one right now. And then Goat, let's see what it looks like. And then I've got one more thing to show you, and then we'll wrap it up. And I don't mind showing all this stuff. I mean, this is exactly what I do when I'm looking for a good wallet. There's so many coins out there. There's so many wallets out there. It doesn't matter if I show you everything that I know, which I'm always open to do. And I show people in our Discord even more, but kind of lost my train of thought there. The reason why I'm not concerned about giving away my, the way I go through this research, number one, Nansen taught me a lot of this. A lot of the Nansen employees did, so I'm just paying it forward to other people, because Nansen is very open about how to use their product. They want to see everybody win. That's kind of what we're trying to do, see the little guy win instead of the big institutions. So it's still a lot of work to do this, right? You still have to work at this, and a lot of people are not willing to do work. If there's one thing I can give you that I've learned in my life, just in general, it doesn't matter what it is, if you're willing to do the hard thing, whether it's, eating the right food so you stay healthy, which I need to do better about as we get to the end of the year, or, maybe it's crypto or, running a business, whatever it is, you're always going to outperform other people that aren't willing to do the hard things. And I've always thought it was interesting that, people that pick up trash, like dump trucks and stuff like that, or teachers, or what else? I don't know. I'm sure there's other things there. Oh, janitor work. So all of these things are pretty hard, menial jobs to do. And it's just amazing to me that people are willing to do those things. They have to be done in society. But sometimes those jobs I feel like should be paid more than, some of these other jobs. So it's just my own philosophy, I guess, that I do appreciate people that are willing to do the hard things like that. Maybe it's the only job they can get, of course, but I view those people probably in a much better light than most people would, because they are willing to do those things. But anybody can go out there and make a company if they put their mind to it. There's always supply, demand, and many different facets of life, and there's always a need to be met. So just think in terms of that way if you're thinking about starting a business or whatever it may be. I know I got off on a tangent there, but hopefully it made sense. So Goat, if we look at the PnL money board, or I wanted to look at smart money first. So notice number one, the number of wallets and the total tokens held by those wallets is just plummeting. The time to sell would have been way up here. Well, actually, no. That's interesting. I guess it really didn't roll over till about here or here, so disregard that. I mean, people were still buying a lot at this point. So 19th of October would have been a great place to sell, just looking at this chart. I need to go back and look and see where that peak was, but look at all the selling going on right now. Actually, a lot of it's been happening within the last 30 days as well. Oh, this is a fairly new token, so that's why. But 24 hours, last 7 days, there's a lot of selling going on, so you don't want to be in a token like that. I do want to look at this one. I know this guy on Twitter. That's an interesting wallet to look at. Okay, So just out of curiosity, I want to see what happened on the 19th. Yeah, that would have actually been an early place to sell, not the right time to sell exactly, but still would have been a lot of profit, and it was right before a big downtrend. So it's surprising to me that it kept going after that, seeing so many wallets getting out of it. But it's clear that smart money was taking profits early, and it's never a bad thing to do. I mean, they still made a lot of money, right? They still made roughly 10x. So can't complain about that. Okay, I talked about that. Oh, there is one other thing I wanted to show you. So let's wrap up with this. Here's another great feature. It's still in beta, but here's another really nice feature that Nansen has added recently. And this is just going to show us, well, it's going to show us some different things. So it's going to show us the total PnL of the wallets that are on this leaderboard for this specific token, the total ROI, the realized and the unrealized PnL, and how many tokens they're still holding. Why is it not loading? It usually loads fine. I'll give it a minute here. Let me look at this. So this is a person on Twitter that I've seen before that one of the Nansen employees told me about. I just wanted to see. So his win rate's 54%, negative 345,000. It's kind of surprising. He must have a different wallet because he is a pretty good trader. This must just be a Solana wallet. So some of these, what do you call them? I forget what they're called exactly. Anyway, they're people in the spotlight. There's a word for it or a phrase for it. This is just his Solana wallet. So, maybe they're dipping their toes into Solana and not having such a good time. But I'm sure if we looked at his ETH wallet, it would be doing pretty good, his ETH chain. Okay, here we go. So this is a PnL leaderboard. You can sort by unrealized PnL if you're just curious. So it's the potential profit or loss on any currently held token based on the difference between cost basis and current market price. So, where they bought it and current market price. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do here. Here's one of the wallets we looked at. I think this was one of them. Maybe it's not. But here's a 70% win rate wallet. They made 15x on it. You could even look down here at this wallet that did a 65x on it and see what they're doing right. They're a really good wallet as well. This looks like the one that we might have looked at. I don't know. Anyway, you got FWOG whales. I don't know how to say that. MOODENG whales. Goat whales. There's a lot of information here. It is sorted by total PnL, so 8 million all the way down. Actually, this person made 141x, and they're not even considered smart money in Nansen. That's interesting. I'm just curious if they've sold any. They sold just a sliver right there when it first started. So again, it blows my mind. People haven't taken profits on this stuff. But here you can see how many tokens they're still holding. I like this right here. This person here, they only hold 7% at this point. So good job on them to actually take profits. Here's another one, they only hold 22%. Here's one that holds 0%. So this person also did a good job taking profits. Looks like they've probably moved the money off to a different wallet now, but we can still look and see. So this is that first person I was talking about. They did a good job of taking profits all the way up. And then here's another person that bought very low. Probably took too many too early, but they still made good profit for themselves. Looks like they made 1.2 million and they moved it off to a different wallet. So there's just so much information on here. You have to kind of pick and choose the way you want to look at that information. But once you really understand how to do this and you've put some time and effort into it, it's hard not to make money. I mean, it is a lot like copy trading. So, if you like this content, if you want to be able to research this stuff yourself, then, you know, look on the right there in the description below on this YouTube. You'll see a link to Nansen. Make sure you get that 10% discount. I don't care that I make any money off of it. They really don't pay me too much. I'm just trying to make sure you get that 10% discount. And it does you have to pay for the yearly to get that discount. If you don't want to do that, and instead you want to join our Discord, we do these things in the Discord, and we have automated channels that track these wallets. So if you'd rather do it that way, you know, just check below. You'll see our Discord link, and you can join us there and give it a shot for a month. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Feel free to post any comments below, questions. You know, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, all that. But I'm happy to answer any questions. I can go over, you know, some different things or some requested tokens next time. You know, I'll do another video next week. Okay, let me know. Thank you for watching.